This is the best Nintendo Switch handheld controller I have ever used. Hi guys, what I'm talking about is this NYXI Hyperion Pro wireless controller for your Nintendo Switch Lite, and your Nintendo Switch OLED. This Nintendo Switch controller is very ergonomic and it has all-effects joystick, which is very good because you will never have that drift problem in your controllers. The Hyperion Pro wireless controller from NYXI comes in 4 different colors. You have the black, this white colored one, we also have the green, and our GameCube inspired purple color for this Hyperion Pro controller. The Hyperion Pro can be used as a handheld controller for your Nintendo Switch, or it can also be used as a tabletop with 2-player mode, using each of the controller as a player for your Nintendo Switch. You can also use this with the included handle as a separate controller if you want to either use it with your docking station or you just want to use it in your tabletop. The design in itself is very ergonomic and it feels really great in the hand. And with the added bonus of a turbo button right over here and on the other side, 2 players can have a turbo button on its own, and also you have 2 programmable buttons at the back of the Hyperion Pro. Pairing your Hyperion Pro with your Nintendo Switch or Nintendo Switch OLED is actually very easy, as you can just slide it down on the side, similar to what you can do on your original joypads for your Nintendo Switch. The Hyperion Pro is a wireless controller, so it actually has independent batteries on each side of the controller, and you can charge it in 2 ways. One is that if you already connected it as a handheld controller in your Nintendo Switch, all your joysticks will be charged as long as it's connected to your Nintendo Switch itself. And the other way to actually charge this controller is to actually use the USB-C port right in the bottom of the controller, so you have the ability to charge this controller even when it's not connected to your Nintendo Switch. The Hyperion Pro controller also has the 6-axis gyro, so actually you can utilize any games in your Nintendo Switch that needs the gyro access. But do take note that the Hyperion Pro do not have the NFC functionality. So now let's do some real-life game testing on this new Hyperion Pro controller from NYXI. Okay, so now that we have done our game testing, I see that it is really responsive for all the buttons that we have over here, even the joystick. It's very nice to the touch. So now we'll go ahead and show you how we can record some steps on our programmable button at the back of our Hyperion Pro. But before I do that, I'll just show you how easy it is as well to change the lighting effects of our Hyperion Pro. So you just need to press the turbo button plus the joystick to change the effects or the color of the joysticks on each side. Okay, so once you release it, it will change color. Same over here, so turbo plus the joystick, then it will change color. There's about 8 types of combination on the colors that you can do on each side of the controller. Subtle, but it really picks up and does a lot in the aesthetics of this controller. So now let's go ahead and do the macro programming for our back buttons. Okay, so now I will show you how we can program the back buttons that we have on our controllers. But do take note that the only portion that you can record is on the side of this controller only. For example, you want to record steps on having the joystick over here or the joypad over here, then you need to record it on the back button over here. And same goes for the other side here. You can only record the buttons that you can see here plus the joystick right over here. Okay, so to do that, what you need to do is just hold onto the M button behind, and while holding that, perform the steps that you want to record, and then once you're done, you need to release the M button at the back. So you will receive a confirmation that everything is saved once you feel the vibration after doing this, after releasing the M button at the back. So let's do that now. So for example, I want to record the joystick movement right over here, just a simple one for us to have just a simple example. So I'll hold the M button at the back, and while holding it, I'll perform a left, right, down, up, and then I'll release the M button at the back. So I received a vibration. It's not that big of a vibration, but you can feel it. So now when I press the back button right over here, so see, I will not touch anything. I'll just press the back button, and it will perform the steps that I did for the back button recording. And the same goes for the other side as well. So I think this one would be more useful if we are doing it for example, 2-player modes, where you will be using the controller like this. So you have your SL and your SR right over here. So if you record those steps using this button, then it will be more productive to do so, rather than recording it while you are in handheld mode, because for this type, right, you can only record on one side or the other side, and it doesn't really make sense to do that when you are doing this. But if you need to, I mean, there's no harm in doing so. And you also have a turbo button on each side. So if you want to do a turbo of any of the buttons on the right side, then you use the turbo button right over here. For the left side, you use the turbo button right over here. Okay, so that's it for our recording of the macro buttons at the back of our Hyperion Pro. So guys, what do you think about the NYXI Hyperion Pro wireless controller for your Nintendo Switch? As what I said earlier, I really like this controller, and I think this is one of the best controllers that I can use for handheld in my Nintendo Switch. Actually, even if I want to use this in its controller mode, it's very light, and its ergonomic design is actually very nice to the touch. I might even think of using this over my Nintendo Switch Pro controller in this mode as well. Because of its ergonomic design, it's really nice on the touch, and because of the extra buttons that I have here, and also for the turbo buttons and other functionalities of this game controller from NYXI. The 8 different LED designs that they have over here, which you can change at the touch of a button with a turbo and this joystick button over here, is actually a really nice touch, and you can combine different kinds of colors on the left and the right controller, whichever the case you would want to do it. I know that it doesn't add any functionality to the controller itself, but I think it's a very nice touch. And although this Hyperion Pro makes the Switch a little bit bigger than what it used to, and you might need to buy the official case for your Nintendo Switch under NYXI to be able to contain this massive beast, again, I can say that it doesn't feel that way to the touch, because the controller itself is very light and it's very good. And it's also nice that it included additional joysticks in the package in itself. And as you can see, we have different profiles of joystick right over here. So we have a shorter profile and a longer profile. So depending on your gameplay, you can use the different kind of joysticks in your controller, and you just need to pull it out. Just that easy. If you want a longer joystick, and voila. One is longer, one is shorter. You can mix and match depending on your gameplay. So for all of you guys out there who are still rocking your Nintendo Switch, even though I know that the Nintendo Switch 2 is coming soon, but this controller from NYXI is still a very good addition to your Nintendo Switch that you currently have right now. So if you guys are interested in the NYXI Hyperion Pro controller, just remember it has 4 colors. One, we have the black, we have the green, we have the purple GameCube themed style controller, and also we have our white controller that we have right over here. And if you're interested in this controller, why don't you head on down to our description box below, where I will put the link of all these controllers in the description box. And if you have any questions about this controller, why don't you go ahead and comment down in the comment section below, and I will do my best to answer any of your questions regarding the Hyperion Pro controller from NYXI. Something special for you guys out there who are following our channel. If you use this code MiddleAgeGuy, you will get an additional 10% in your purchase of the Hyperion Pro in the NYXI website. So why don't you head on down to NYXIGame.com and get yourself the Hyperion Pro controller for your Nintendo Switch. So thank you guys for watching, and if you've liked this video, why don't you hit that like button right there. And if you want to subscribe to our channel, go ahead and click this button right here. And of course, you can also check out some of our other videos up here and up here. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!